Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
As you can see here, 5-minute chart, gold is in an uptrend. 15-minute chart goes in an uptrend. 30-minute chart goes in an uptrend. Hour chart goes in a uptrend. All right, so we're looking for buys. All right, trading with the trend. Trend is your friend. And when you become more experienced, you can learn to trade against the trend. All right, so we had what? We had one bag entry here. All right. You'd be up as much as 80 pips off that original entry right there, almost 82 pips right there. And the second bag entry, second consecutive, came right here. See a little drawdown of like 5 pips, and it ran up 26 and a half. All right, that's it. It is that simple. The bag entry. This just happened. This is happening. There are people in this trade right now. Somebody posted the entry on this one right here earlier. All right, I just took this one right before we got on the call. This happened right before the call. So let's take a look at the markets real quick. As you can see here, the pound pairs, all of them are down for the day. All right, are down for the day. Euros are only up. They're probably about to go down for the day. Euro NZD is down. Gold is up big, as we just saw. Indices are down except for UK 100. And the Taco Tuesday, all right, is up a little bit. All right. Look pretty clean on our ADRs, so nothing's blown out. All right, let's see here, H1. All right, so we're gonna start doing TDA, guys. TDA, top-down analysis, is something that I was giving feedback on that I should start to do. All right, so we're gonna start doing some of that. So H1, you can see here, we're in an uptrend. All right, we're in an uptrend. Price is kind of just consolidating right now. I see a nice little wedge though. So we're gonna go ahead and mark that for now, just in case we get us a little something later on. All right, take it back down to the 15. Take a look at it. 5-minute. All right, looking for some buys. All right. GU. Let's just go back to GJ. So strategy number 3 is not looking too good. All right, strategy number 3 is not looking too good. What is that? Yep, no entry for strategy number 3. GU. All right, I can tell you GU, my market maker bot, EA, took a trade on GU. It take profit. It entered in right around here during New York session. Somewhere in here, right around here. Yep. It got stopped out in profit. So it came down here it was up 48.5 pips in the reverse and took me out of profit at 25 pips. So the current bias right now on GU is definitely down. As you can see here, it's 4 and 4. So the market, it knew that the market was turning around. All right, H1, we'll look at that real quick. You see market is still in an uptrend. However, we are underneath the 200 moving average as of right now. All right, so that's a confirmation that price is particularly looking to move lower potentially. All right, AIRO moving average is already crossed underneath the 200 on the hour. All right, on the 15-minute, you can see we're underneath. All right, come down to the 5. On the 5, you can see we're clearly in a downtrend. All right, on the 5-minute. So we'll see what happens. How many pips is that right there? 25. All right. GR downtrend. H1, we're still an uptrend though. So it's, overall consensus is still an uptrend. 15-minute, we are in no trend. 5-minute, we are in a downtrend. All right. Little bag entry right there. Didn't really go much. Wasn't much room anyway, so I would have took that. GBP NZD to the hour. We are in a downtrend, big time. All right. 15-minute, we're in a downtrend. All right. And on the 5-minute, we are in a downtrend. All right. Let's look at this here. Asia channel is a total of 55 pips. Everything blown out. Thing is blown out. GCAD, H1. We're in a downtrend. Prices is consolidating right now. And 15, we are in a no trend. As you can see, consolidation right now, kind of ugly. M5, we are in a uptrend. All right, we're in uptrend on M5. All right. But as we know, the overall consensus, though, we're in a downtrend on H1. We're in a no trend on the M15. So for me, I'm looking for Asia channel breakout, Asia session breakout to the downside is what I'm looking for on GCAD today. Where we at on pip wise? So from here to there is 33 pips. Yep. I'm looking for Asia session breakout to the downside based on what? Based on an H1 consensus of us being in a downtrend. H1 for G Chef, we're in a downtrend. Minute 15, we're in a downtrend. All right, 5-minute, we're in a downtrend. So you see everything lining up there. Euro GBP, uptrend on H1, uptrend on M15, uptrend on the minute 5. And we just had a bag entry. Just had a nice little bag entry. See what kind of room we got. See the upside. Not 20 pips. I'm going to leave it alone. Speaking of that, let's go do what we haven't done today. Let's go take a look at the news. Let's go take a look at the news. I'm going to show you guys, of course, Forex Factory on the computer. And then on my phone, I'm going to look up my FX book. All right, so we can see here it is 2:16 a.m. on Forex Factory. We've already got some news come out. Great Britain pound news, yellow folder at 7 a.m. All right, my FX book. This is why we use 2 because sometimes one app doesn't pick up all. We've got a lot of green folder CHF news, so Swiss franc in 12 minutes. Green folder Euro news in 1 hour 42 minutes. Yellow folder Euro news in 1 hour 42 minutes. And then yellow folder Euro news, in 3 hours and 27 minutes. And then this pound news, we got from yellow folder pound news at 4 hours 42 minutes. So looks like we're pretty clear for the night, for the most part. Nothing really to be worried about. All right, gonna look at the currency strength meter, refresh. Get us a refresh. All right. What we said? We said we're looking for that GBP CAD to be a sell. You can see here, CAD is stronger than pound, which means that the pounds is GBP is on the front. It's the base pair. Since it's weaker than the quote pair, we should be looking for a sell, which is what we talked about based on the analysis of the chart. So that's good. GJ, Great Britain pound, Australian dollar, we should be looking for a sell based on this. Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, we should be looking for a sell. So the pound is weak right now. Great Britain pound, Swiss franc, Great Britain pound, New Zealand dollar. Everything against the pound right now is stronger. So we should be looking for sales potentially, as we saw a majority on most of the charts, that everything's starting to match up with the actual pairs, on the technical analysis side as well, that we're looking for downtrends as well. All right. All right. Euro odd, H1, uptrend, M15, uptrend, M5, downtrend. All right. Keep an eye on that. Euro JPY, H1 is uptrend, M15 downtrend, M5 looks like a downtrend. Oh, uptrend. All right. Keep an eye on those. Euro NZD is downtrend. It should be just like GBP NZD. Downtrend. All right. We'll look for this breakout right here. And then the M5, the downtrend. All right. Gold. Gold peaked out. Looking like it's looking to turn around. Ran into all this noise right here. All right. XPX 500. It's just chilling right now. No real moves. GER 30. Same. Overall bias. We're downtrend there. M15 uptrend. H1 uptrend. Looks like it's trying to reverse, or at least it's a pullback on the uptrend on the H1. All right. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. I was doing a lot of research, a lot of back testing on GER 30 today, a couple hours worth. UK 100, Japan 225. All right. So no moves just yet right now. We're just chilling right now. Chilling. Just waiting for a setup. Waiting for the setup. Like I said, I understand the market maker cycle for GPUSD is definitely down right now based on the EA. You see GOD, all right, pushing down. GN is just chilling, doing nothing, running sideways. GCAD, wait for that breakout to the downside. G-Chef, same. All right. Your GBP on the M5. H1 uptrend. M15 uptrend. M5 bag entry. All right, cool. Let's come back here. See what you guys got to say. See what you guys. EG just broke through zone. All right, let's go back and look at EG. EG just broke through the zone. EG, Euro GBP. Oh, there's a zone right there? Okay. Yeah. Definitely bag entry on this M5 here. And then on the M15, let's see. You had an up arrow on the M15. What's the space? Yeah, it's only like 13 pips to the next zone. So, I mean, you know, on the M5, definitely a good play. Definitely, I would say a good setup for a 10 pip and dip. Definitely a good 10 pip and dip. Let's come back and see what you guys got to say here. Miguel, what's up, man? Welcome to the call, my brother. Welcome to the call. Cashmere, break bread on the GER 30. Hey, we got you tonight. We got you tonight. I stayed up after the call, smacking GER 30 upside the head. Alexis, what's going on? What about gold? Go for buy? I'm not going for buy. I ain't doing it. Let's go look at the BTC. B to the C. It's been we got some experts in Bitcoin on the call now. On the cryptos. You guys see Miguel, Mr. Miguel Chambers in the chat, man. He been killing the cryptos. Let's go pull up a couple of these cryptos here. Bitcoin. Uptrend on the 5 minute. 15, we are in a downtrend, and the hour we are in a downtrend. So the overall consensus is, you're definitely looking for sales, but we all know Bitcoin is going to rebound, and because of the number of pips it gives you, you can definitely trade in both directions if you know what you're doing. What else you guys like trade on? I've been seeing you guys trade Ethereum as well. H1 has it in a downtrend. 15-minute has it in an uptrend. 5-minute has it in a uptrend. All right. Right here, got a good old That is a very good order block right there. Plenty of moves. Plenty of moves. Plenty of moves. So some we'll touch on it another time when I talk about order blocks. You guys may have heard a term, a knowledge that just came out of my mouth that you guys have never heard before. So we'll touch on that at a different time. But let's just say order blocks right there would allow me to get in on the buy here. Most likely here. Pretty close again right here. And you can cut that whole move back up to the upside. So we'll start going over some of these things. We'll start going over some of these things at a later date when it's time to roll it out. So yep, a lot of new stuff gonna start coming this way, guys. A lot of new stuff. Right now, we're just gonna see what happens. GU. Market kind of slow right now. Gold got a little pullback. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold got a little pullback. Pull out the fibs. Got a little reaction there at the 38. We'll see what happens. GU 15, GCAD 15, GER 30 15. Let's go look at GER real quick. What's GER doing? GER on the 15 gave us a down arrow. Gave us a down arrow. All right. I've learned my lesson. We're gonna wait until definitely we got some wait till closer to the open of London session. All right. GCAD 15. All right, into the zone. All right, we're already waiting for GCAD to break through the zone on the 5 minute. All right. And the last one was GU. Oh yeah, we already know GU is dropping. They had a back entry on the 5 minute, and it also gave another arrow on the 15. All right. Let's see what you guys got to say. Up 71 pips on East. Congrats. Too late for Strat 9 on GU. Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah, we're a little late. We missed that one. Let's go to the Q&A. All right, so we got a question about the new educator that came on. So if you guys weren't on New York session, I came on New York session and introduced a new educator that's going to help fill in and help out, to ensure you guys have until we roll out the actual real trade rooms that are in the back office. So as you guys know, we'll talk more about that later on in this call. But Mr. Corey Collier, he was on this morning, and so to answer your question about what strategy we're using. He calls it the Sherpa theory strategy, and that's his own strategy he's created. It works very well, as he stated, with AIRO. But a lot of the tools he uses are more or less institutional-based concepts of understanding where orders are at, understanding where order flow is going, understanding not supply and demand zones. I'm sorry, not support and resistance zones, but the actual supply and demand zones. There's a difference between those. And so it's a lot more than just what he was doing. He was using TradingView. So he switched back and forth between MT4 and TradingView to kind of show you, how to utilize both. He does a lot more analysis on TradingView and then he does execution more on, in line with MT4, which a lot of people do. So just keep that in mind. A lot that goes into that. So he'll be on Wednesdays and Thursdays for the next few weeks. All right, purple line. If you don't know what the purple line is, guys, go watch strategy video number 9. All right, it's a 200 moving average. All right, 200 moving average. Please go watch strategy video number 9 to understand it, why it's being used. Euro NZD strategy number 4. Let's go take a look. Euro NZD. Euro NZD strategy number 4. Looking for the break of. Yep, we already got that mark. So it breaks the zone. It's going to break the session before. So I said the money zone before, day before. All right, so we're waiting for that. Got to break the zone though. Got to break the zone. All right, we got a Euro GBP, a W on Euro GBP for the uptrend. Let's go take a look. W on Euro GBP. Euro GBP, M15, H1W. Yep, that's what I got. I see it here. Leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4. And this leg 4, this candle beforehand closed above the neckline. All right. Only reason I'm not in this trade, we got less than like 14 pips to the next zone. So, you definitely can take it for about a 10 pip and dip, but I'm not looking to take that trade. I'm not looking to take that trade. Not looking to take that trade right here just yet, but I do see something worth marking up. See, get a wedge right there. Keep an eye on that. Go get a nice little reaction at the 38 fib level. Playing around right here at the AIRO moving average, just slightly above the 200. See what happens. Let's see what happens there. And you see the German 30 coming down. Got the notification on the 15-minute. It's coming on down. Question about thoughts on the funding talent prop firm. So I'm not a fan of funding talent because they make you pay monthly. That's the main thing, and they only start you off with a 15K. So I'm not a fan of funding talent mainly because of that monthly subscription. I can deal with the 15K starting off with, but I'm not a fan. Their model is not something that I'm a fan of. Yep. Yeah, Corey killed the EU trade. Yeah, it was a great trade. The EU trade for those who took it. Took that trade. Someone's asking me, how do you get the different templates? You can't. I'm using a different VPS. The other VPS has it all set. So I'm going to be putting new templates in there so that you guys can have multiple templates that will have the 200 moving average already built in, and it will be based off of different money zone time frames. So I'll be adding those in there very shortly so that you guys have those all set. So look out for those. That way, it may say something like AIRO, number 1, AIRO number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And all it's going to be is they're going to all have the 200 moving average already automatically on it, but they're going to have different variations of the time zone of the money zone based on the different brokers that are out there. So I'll probably, so that's what I'm working on right now is collecting a lot of the different brokers that you guys use, and then understanding what the time zones are, so I can adjust all the different money zones, so that I can have in there 5 or 6 different versions of AIRO, and you guys can figure out which version is best for you based on what time zone your broker utilizes. All right, so a little slow right now. No more questions in the Q&A. So go back to the chart, see if we see anything. We got about 5 minutes until the next 15-minute candle. Didn't get what I wanted to see on this rejection here, so nothing on gold. GJ is bouncing just slightly above that where that wedge is at. GU, same. GR, it's slow motion right now. GN is not doing nothing. GCAD bounce back up. We'll see. There's nothing going on right now. Kind of slow. G-Chef, Euro GBP, Euro JPY, Euro NZD, gold, SPX dropping, GR30, yeah, they're all dropping. So indices had a nice little drop. We got 20 minutes into the open of London. Of London. I got the open of London. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Let it play out, guys. We're gonna let it play out. So while you let it play out, a couple of announcements. The live trade rooms are coming. So we're going to have 2 versions of the trade rooms. So we're going to do a quick version, which is a more or less a prototype version for the soft launch of the trade rooms starting, we're looking at a potential launch of June 17th. All right. And the trade rooms will be accessible in the back office. This will allow us to protect everybody where if you're not on a monthly subscription, you won't have access. You'll have to log into the back office and have a AIRO subscription to be able to access the trade room. In the trade room, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have multiple trade rooms. So guys, look, let me just paint the vision for you guys. Watch slow. Yeah, Jasmine, 17th is coming. Trade rooms, not only virtual, but physical trade rooms. So on June 17th, if we stick to that date, that's the date we're shooting for. We're looking at potentially having, the first launch going to be here in the DFW. So in Dallas, where I'm at, we'll have what's called AP Live. We'll actually have a location where we actually have our first live trade room. All right. That trade room, I'll be, there'll be people here that are going to be trading live. But there's also, we'll be in a physical building. But then I also will ensure that the session is being forecasted in the back office. That way, those who are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and at the building can still take part in the actual room. As we come out of Orlando, we plan to go around to multiple cities to do the same thing. So we're get ready for a tour to start happening. And just imagine just live trade rooms, literally live trade rooms that are gonna be physical locations, but then also being streamed online so that those who cannot be in attendance can actually still partake in. Cool thing about it is some of these sessions will be trading binary options. Some of these sessions will trade Forex, and some of the sessions will trade both. All right, so look out for that as well. Before I talk about it, let's go back and look at the 15. You get updates real quick here. So SPX and UK 100 just gave notification. So SPX into the zone, UK 100 into the zone. So they're falling. We'll see what happens. We got 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. Let me see here. What am I looking at? All right, we're gonna leave that box right there. We're gonna see what happens at 2. At 2. All right, we're gonna see what happens at 2. That is a bullish order block. So you can see, when that bullish order block was created, price came back here and bounced right off of it. It's 300. It ran up over 3,000 pips, or points, 300 pips. All right, so we'll see what happens with that one right there. All right, keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. 2 a.m. coming. Once 2 a.m. comes, we'll see what happens. All right. What's gold doing? There's gold. Gold making his move. Finally making a little bullish move. All right. We'll see what happens with gold. Got some tweezer. Anybody recognize this from your candlestick Bible? Anybody recognize this candlestick formation right here? Anybody recognize those two middle candles right there? All right, there go GCAD trying to make his move. Keep an eye on GCAD. There go Euro GBP finally moving up. So if you took that bag entry on the 5-minute for Euro JPY or Euro GBP, you should be in profit. All right. Step back on here. So tweezers. There it is, tweezer tops. Yep, tweezer tops. Because the wicks are on top. The wicks are on top, so those are tweezer tops. Tweezer bottoms, the wick would be on the bottom. Typically what you want to see, and it's not a one that I like, but typically what you want to see is that, let's go back to gold. Typically what you want to see is that, like down here, you have tweezer bottoms, and you're looking for the upward move. And at top, you have the tweezer tops, looking for downward move. All right. This here is weird. It's a downward move, tweezer tops. So I don't know if I like that. I mean, I don't really care for those. But just wanted to point those out. I like this bullish engulfing candle that's starting to try to form right here off the 38. I am probably going to take this trade, guys, here. Got a bullish order block right here. Bounce out the top of that. Out the top of the 200. So bullish engulfing. Look to take this entry with my stop loss just below this here. So I'll tell you guys, I am in on a buy on gold. All right, in on a buy on gold. All right, we're going to take this up to back to the zero line. Should be about 35, 36 pips, depending on your entry. All right, and stop loss is going to be just below the 50, as you guys know, which is below that bottom of that bullish order block. All right, up 5 pips already. Up 5 pips. Nice little reaction off the 38 fib level. Got to love the fibs. Got to love the fibs. TP is about, I believe, 36 pips, if I remember correctly here. 36 and a half. So you guys know my rule. Once I get about 75 pips and 75% of the way there, so 75% of 36 is 27. So once I see 27 pips, I'm putting my stop loss in profit. All right. We're already up 10. All right. Let's check it out. So using multiple confluences here, I used we already had the AIRO moving average above the 200, signifying an upward trend. We already had multiple bag entries, signifying an upward trend. We already have this entry down here was off of a bullish order block here. And then this reaction to this bullish order block here came at the 38 fib level and at the 200. So multiple confirmations right there that gave me the confidence to get into this trade. And I'm looking to take it to that 36 level there. So we'll see how we get this here. Up almost a third of the way there. It's almost up 12 pips. Once I see 27, I'm locking it in. A third of the way there. 12 pips at a 36 right now. Let's see how it goes, guys. We're going to see how it goes. I know I need to go for about 20, 25, but I feel pretty good about that. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how if price starts to dissipate once it gets to this area right here. It may not even go all the way just because that. Matter of fact, no, we're not going to go all the way. Let me quit being stupid. All right. That is how many pips away? 25 pips, which is about what we go for anyway. So I'm looking to go about 20, 25 pips. I will explain why in a second here. So we had that strong, I'm putting my TP at 20 pips, just 3 pips shy of the bottom of that zone. Now the zone right here is based off of this wick, all right, which signifies strong selling pressure at this nonsense right here, as I call it, this mess, all right, all this consolidated area right here, all right. So I'm looking to take profit about 20 pips, which is 3 pips below that wick where that selling pressure is at, all right. All right, go. Don't do what's wrong. Let's go. SPX trying to drop GER 30. We got 6 minutes until the top of the hour, so we'll see how the indices react here at the open. All right, we're in gold. We're up 8 pips, 9 pips right now. GJ, GU. Nothing going on right now with the G pairs. GCAD trying to break. All right, GCAD trying to break. Plus 10, back up on gold. You're Euro NZD. Gold, we're at plus 11, plus 12. Almost there. Almost there. Come on, go. Let's go to the upper room. Give me my 20 pips. UK 100 for the sale. We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes until we're going to see what happens. Plus 14 on gold. All right, I'm looking for 2 things on GER 30. So when I see it present itself, we'll talk about it. Plus 15 on gold. Guess what? We're looking for 20 pips. We're at 15. That's 75% of the way. This is now a free trade. Now a free trade. I'm going to put my take profit. 3 pips in profit. My stop loss. We're at plus 17. 3 pips away. All right. 3 pips away from hitting take profit. This is the free trade. I got my stop loss and profit 3 pips. So I don't care what happens. I want TP, but we good. Actually, it's gold. Let me lock in a little more profit. Gold be acting stupid. Let me get my 5 pips. Get my 5 pips. Here we go. All right, locked in 5 pips in profit. We're up 15 right now, looking for 20. Got 15 looking for 20. SPX, GER 30. All right, got 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's see what happens. I might lock in more pips at the top of the hour. You know, we got some nice movement. Price likes to go haywire. I might lock in more profit with gold. Let's see, it's starting to look at that GCAD. GCAD bounced. Oh, man, I was waiting for that break. Gold, you should have your take profit, your stop loss and profit. It should be a free trade. Whether you put it in 1 pip, 2 pip, 3 pip, 4 pip, 5 pip, doesn't matter. I got mine at 5 pips. I'm thinking about putting it at 10 as we get closer to the top of the hour. But I'll probably leave it at 5. We're there at 5. Give it a little room to breathe. And we'll go over order blocks a little later on, guys. I'll get on a naked chart to show you guys what an order block is, kind of explain to you how to use them, what an order block is. All right, you guys start to understand. As I told you guys, I'm going through a one-on-one mentorship with a hedge fund trader. So I'm learning some concepts that I've heard of and that I haven't heard of. But when you are, you want to take your skill set to the next level, you have to invest in yourself. So, I paid for a one-on-one mentorship so I can be better. And if I can be better, I can be better for you guys. All right. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. So, and what I learn, I'll teach. Come on, Gold. Don't do us like that. Gold, gonna you get the 16 pips and then play around with us. All right, we're up 10, up 10. We got 2 minutes to top of the hour. Stop sharing here. If you put that 23 fib light on there, ha ha ha. Man, I don't care about no 23 fib. I don't use that 23 fib. But actually, truthfully, what I've learned is that, the 50 and the 79 or the 50 and the 78.6 are actually the two best fib levels to utilize. This is what I've been learning in my trainings. So, and we'll show you why. We'll talk about that another time. So close mine at 1901, earn $58. I'm done for the day. Hey, Jaleel, congrats. Hey, so everybody, Jaleel just made goal for the day, done for the day. Everybody drop JTG in the chat because he's following his trading plan. He is following his trading plan. He reached his goal for the day. He's done. JTG, I drop it in the chat. JTG, he is done for the day. He is following his trading plan. Like I told you guys, if you don't have a plan, do not even jump on the charts. You got to have a plan, whether it's a pip goal, whether it's a money goal. So if you lost so much money for the day, you're done. If you made so much money for the day, you're done. Whatever the case may be, come with the trading plan at all times. Sometimes it may be, based on your rules, you have no trades. That must be part of your trading plan. If there are no entries, you should not be looking for, the forced trades. All right. GER30, there's a drop, just like I thought. Now, what I'm waiting for, it drop past this breaker here. I mean, it's a order block. So I'm looking for price to come back, retest, and then drop. We're at plus 18 on gold. Good Lord. Plus 19. Gold about to hit our TP. 22. I like it. TP hit on gold. 20 pips. We're done. Looks like I got a little more than 20 pips. But gold is done. Gold is done. Look at that, man. We had no drawdown. No drawdown. That was beautiful. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Gotta love gold. Ooh-wee. All right, we're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait. I'm waiting for GER30 to come back up here, retest this level here, and then break out back to the downside. All right, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. All right, that's what I'm waiting for. That was quick. That was quick. All right, let's see what happens now. We at the 38. We at the 50. On the 1 minute here. How big is that candle? Even on the 1 minute, that's a 291 pip candle. See how GR30 gonna be big. I'm telling you, we're gonna master this one. Good Lord. GER30 gonna be big. That's on a 1 minute, that's almost a 300 pip candle. All right, now we're gonna watch to see if we get a reaction. All right, came back in and touch. We're gonna see here real soon. Around 1 minute. Told you should come back in here, retest this area, and break out to the downside. Hopefully, we can get in before it goes too far down. Let's go look at that 5 minute. All right, then I'm looking at taking profit. Keep on this one here. I didn't see my entry. G Chef is up on the 5. GJ back up. GU. GN trying to break down. GCAD broke that zone, didn't close below though. G Chef, negative. Nothing there, nothing there. Euro, gold, hit our TP, turned around. Beautiful. SPX, same thing. GER. See what it does here. Man, that's ugly. All right. If you're going to trade this, make sure you use proper risk management. I am looking to make a sale here on GER30 when this candle closes. As long as we close below the blue. There it is. I'm in a sell. I'm looking for a 50 to 100 pips range. Come on, GER, don't do it dirty now. Come on, baby. Go on, give it to us. I saw 36. Come on. 33, 28. There you go. Come on. Push. Push. Push it. Push it real good. Whew. Gotta have patience sometimes. Quit playing with his GER. Gonna drop. Saw 42. Looking for 5200. Looking for the 5200 range. Looking for the 5200 range. $44, $38. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wrong way. Man, GER 30s. They go 50. 68. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. 68. Took my 50. It's going even more. All right. So, anybody want to know why I took the trade? Let's talk about it. All right. So, we had as we talked about earlier, from the 5-minute chart, I drew the bullish order block there, right? At the start of London session, and look at that, it hit 100. If you stayed in, you got your 100. Good Lord, GER 30. I told you, GER 30 gonna be big, guys. I'm going. I told you I've been doing some studying. We're gonna make this pop every night. It's gonna be 5200. I got 68, so I hope you guys got in on that trade. If you're not in the fun zone between that gold trade and GER 30, and hey, you do not want to be in the fun zone tonight. So you should be in the fun zone. We're 2 for 2. So this candle right here is what? This is the the London open candle right here. All right, London open candle. All right. Now, the reason I was looking for the sale is I was waiting for price to come back in and give me the sell entry. All right. So I told you when I was looking for the breakthrough, it broke through. I was waiting for it to come back and retest. We missed the entry here. And that's fine because it has some significant pullback. But I'm going to show you what I saw here. All right. Here's what I saw. All right. So this blue line's been here, never changed anything. All right. Based on the order block. Price came to the top of the order block. It never pierced it, never broke it. Had price broke above it, I'm not looking to take this trade. But since it never broke above the order block that was signified by this blue here, then I was waiting for it to break out. I'm like, all right, great. Look at that. At the 50, it came out. All right. It came out at the 50. Boom, right there. It came back, hit the 38, and it dropped. All right. We got in at the break of the 50, and then we got our pips. So I'm using this order block, and we'll talk more about that later on tonight, which I look for some more trades. But I use the order block as my supply zone in the very beginning. So if you took this trade right here, let me go back here. This is just how I use it. I've been learning to use it. If you took this bounce here for that buy, that was you using this order block as your supply zone. All right. Because there's orders here. Price came back down here to initiate those orders or to pick up those orders that it left, and then it took off back the other way. All right. Now that's been used once. This time price came through and broke through it. All right. So it broke through the order block. So now for me, it's a demand zone. All right. So now it's on the other side. And because it did not break the order block, I'm now waiting for price to then exit so that I can then get my entry, which it did. And you can see I had that blue zone mark. That is where I expect price to go down to long term. So you could have held it there. And that right there is a total of 234 pips. So if you're still riding this thing, you should be up 150 plus right now. That's another reason why I marked that blue zone. I expect price to go into this blue zone somewhere to the top or slightly into these between these two lines here before it either shoots through it or rejects. So we'll find out. I expect price. I mean, it already took off once. In this blue zone, I went and marked is based off of an order block, a previous order block that was never utilized. Price always goes back to certain levels, and I'm starting to understand why. It's going back more or less to pick up orders. That's the main reason. It's going back to pick up orders. So hope you guys learned. So we'll go over a little bit more about order blocks a little later on. I'll do a little lesson on order blocks so you guys can start to understand some of these concepts that I'm talking about, that I'm looking at. And then as we continue to trade more and more, you guys will continue to see how these work. But if you did not take that trade, you should have caught your 100 pips, 50 to 100. You should have caught that. I got out at 68. If you didn't catch the 20 plus on gold, again, you do not want to be in the fun zone. So I'm in the fun zone. Who's in the fun zone? If you're in the fun zone, hey, go drop something. Look at that. Look at the price. Going right to where we should have held it. Again, as I get better and better, guys, we're gonna start catching the longer trades. Forget the quick 50 to 100. When I get better, as I get better and better as I learn, we'll start catching the big moves. So we should have caught it down to here. Got to get there. So I'm still learning. I'm still learning that level. So again, I'm getting better for you guys so that you guys can do what? Can learn and get better as well. Whether it is you just want to come on here and catch trades, or you actually want to come on here and learn how to do this thing, how to do this for yourself, you can do it. So just showing you guys how to use AIRO and additional confluences to help you trade within the actual, look at that, right to TP. Right to it. Now you wait to see what the reaction is going to be. What's it going to do? Is it going to reject, or is it going to break through? Right to TP, 234 pips. So we'll watch, see what it's going to do. I'm curious. Touching that order block for the first time. Oh yeah, it's touched it right there and bounced off. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. Might get another entry. We'll keep an eye on that one. Look at that gold coming on down. Look at that. We had barely any drawdown. Depending on when you got in, I got in a little higher because of the spread, but I had a few pip drawdown. But for the most part, that was straight and on up. And the GER, that was probably one of the best entries we've had. I think the most I saw was like 36 pip drawdown, which not bad. So that's it, guys. That's it. We'll talk more about it. These concepts you can apply to everything, even Bitcoin. Even to Bitcoin. So keep in mind, it's out there. EuroJPY is moving. GBP right up to the trend line. Let's see if it breaks that. GBP CAD. GBP CAD. Trying to close through it. Got about 3 minutes here on this 5-minute chart. GBP NZD. Trying to break it. GBP NZD, if it breaks, it's going to be a strategy 4 and a strategy. Well, it won't qualify for strategy 3 because it's more than 50 pips. But it's GBP NZD, so I'm not really complaining about that. But it definitely be a strategy 4 entry. GBP odd. Looking to move down. GBP USD. Nothing. GJ, nothing. Let's go look at the. Let's go back. We got 3 minutes to go back real quick and look at that GER, see what's going on. GER. Yeah, we'll see. It's trying to come back up. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to come back up. If it comes back up, it's rejecting this order block. So this is a bullish order block that it's sitting inside right now. So I'm looking for it to come back up, and that's to take this trade back up, up yonder. They don't want you though. GER don't want to come through. So you still ride this thing. You should be up 300-400 pips right now. Good Lord, GER did not hit that zone. So same thing. Now we wait. Now we wait to see price retest, come back, retest this order block, and break through, and then continue it into its downward trajectory. All right, that's what I'm waiting on now. So we'll go back to the 1 minute. All right, wait for it to come back, give us the retest. So we're waiting on right now. Come back up, give us the retest, and then we'll look for entry. We will look for potential entry. Potential entry. Keep on that one here. See what you guys got to say here. Casper still in. Congrats. On TradingView, they have the order block finder. Nice. Nice. I like that. I'll have to play around with that. Bag 74 pips on GER 30. Congrats. 55 on GER. Congrats. 21 pips on gold up. Nice, nice, nice. Fun zone time, guys. Fun zone. Fun zone. Now, y'all blew up the chat. The Q&A. I gotta answer questions now. All right. What you going to do, GER? You going to give us another entry? So let me do this real quick. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. If it breaks that order block, the top side, for me, it's going to be invalid. I'm not going to be looking for a buy anymore. I mean, a sell. Looks like it's trying to. Yes, sir, Bob. So now what I'm looking for is now that it's broken the top of that order block. All right. It's now using that order block like I wanted to do in the first place. Now I'm looking for it to come up, come back, retest, and to give us that bounce off that we need. All right. On the 1 minute. On that 1 minute. Didn't break that zone. All right, got a nice little bounce. Came back, retested it. I'll be taking a buy, guys, on the next, when this one closes here. I'll be taking a buy. Oops, my buy. Taking my buy. Looking for 50 to 100. Well, I got my TP sitting at 150. I'm gonna try to catch a little more, but you guys know what it is. 50 to 100 is what I'm looking for. Got my TP at 150 pips. All right. Let's go, GER 30. Let's go, baby. I see 21. Oh, don't do that to us now. Don't do that to us. Don't push it. There you go. There you go. You need a little help? Come on. Come on. Is it me or is it hot in here, man? GER 30, how you sweating? All right, let's see here. Stop hunt. Don't play with us. Don't go up. Quit playing with us. All right, I will be exiting at 100 pips, guys. For me, my stop loss is 100. I'm not gonna take any more than that. I think we're in just a little stop hunt phase, trying to figure this out. Come on, baby. Don't do it to us. There you go. Stop hunt. Is that what you're trying to do? Come on. To the upper room. Let's go to the upper room. The upper room. We'll wait here. Down only 20 pips right now. Let's go look at that gold real quick. What gold doing? Nothing much. Euro NTD. GCAD. Did GCAD break? Nope. GCAD came back up. All right. You better GER. Come on, GER. Turn around. Quit playing with us. You know you want to go up. You got back to one. Go on, get back to go on, get the positive. Let's go. The people want pips. You want to stay in the fun zone. Fun zone. GJ is up. I like that. G pair is pushing up. Typically, when they pushing up, they typically fall in line with the pit. With all right, GR 30. What are you doing here with us? All right, GR about to come close to my stop loss. I told you I got a 100 pip stop loss on mine. Come on, baby. Let's go. What the rest of them doing? UK 100. Trying to come down. Gold doing nothing there. G pairs moving up. And GR, I'm out of there, guys. I'm out of there. Use proper risk management. You should still be in the fund zone. Use proper risk management, and even with that loss, I'm still in the fund zone, still profitable. Now let's go back and take a look at that. Why did we not get the result we were looking for? Now watch it go up. As always, just a stop hunt. Just a stop hunt. Stop loss should have been right below. Should have been right below, not a set target of 100 pips. It should have been right below this order block here. Let's see what happens if it goes up. GJ for the buy. And there it goes. There it goes. Stop loss should have been right below. Uh-oh, no connection. All right, hold on, guys. I gotta reconnect to my broker. Log back in. There we go. So my stop loss was an internal 100 pips. So when I saw 100 pips, I just closed out. Really was at 120, like 119. But for me, the stop loss, there shouldn't have been a stop loss there at a flat 100. The stop loss should be right here, just slightly underneath the order block, the bottom of the order block. And it's funny because that's the way I was just trained on it. So stop loss should have been somewhere here. As you see, it didn't get anywhere hit. And I should still be in this trade. And if I was, then I would be profitable right now because our entry was right here. So we'd be up around 30 plus pips right now. Because entry was right here. On this candle. With the spread, we're about right. We're somewhere in that range right there on our entry. All right. But again, if you use proper risk management and you use lot sizes according to the way that I've talked about, which I do based on my account size, even with that loss, still profitable if you closed out. Some of you guys, I know y'all don't listen to me and y'all stay in the trades, and that's fine because most of the time I'm a little too conservative, which has got me in trouble, and you'd have still been in that trade. That's what you guys got here. So my stop loss was below yours, and I got hit before you did, and I'm on. Oh, Mark. So I didn't have a stop loss set. It was internal. I just closed out my stop loss. I just closed it out myself. So that's probably why yours got hit because I didn't have mine set at 100 pips. I was internally. Once I saw 100 pips, I just closed it out manually. I manually close things out. I don't necessarily like to put a stop loss because sometimes hit that stop loss and go right back and go into profit. It's like, well, if I close out manually, I might be able to sometimes save myself. So I didn't. That's just me. I don't trade with a stop loss most of the time. Not a one that on the charts. Also, it's a bad habit of as well of trading with these B-book brokers that I'm used to trading with. I never put stop losses on it because I didn't want to get stopped out. So now the goal is to focus on. Just getting better at trading and not worrying about it because now I trade with an A-book broker. And I don't have to worry about. It. All right. And if you're on the M1 of GER30, green support zone popped up. All right, a green support zone popped up. So let's see here. Check the Q&A because you guys blew up the Q&A. Let's check out the Q&A. So we are 2-1 for the night. And get a couple more winners. So someone asked me why didn't I take the bag entry earlier on GER30 on that 15-minute. The reason why I didn't take it was because my goal now is to wait for London Open and then wait for a reaction from there. All right. There are some entries that I can see prior to that, but I want to wait for London Open just due to the fact of that's when all the volume comes in. So the closer I am to London, the more I'm going to wait to take trades on GER30 or any index. There's good times to take that. So like I said, that one trade we took, the very first trade we took was a London session open trade where we waited, and that London session open, if we go look at it, let's go take a look at it. If we traded it from order block to order block, like some do, as you can see here, we had our entry here, and we talked about why, and you could take this all the way down to that order block. That's 235 pips. So you could have got 235 pips, and you're done. Depending on your lot size, you could be done. I mean, with my lot size that I use on it, I might not trade for the rest of the day. I mean, I reached my goal. All right, I reached my goal, and I'm done. And I actually just broke my trading plan because my goal is $500 to $1,000 a day. That's it. That's all I look for. I was over my goal before that last trade, but with you guys on the call, took another trade. It's not a big deal. Still in profit, but I had reached my goal. So when you have a goal and you reach your trading plan and it's your goal, get out. Yeah, I had a little more room. I didn't hit the 1,000. I was over 500 though, and so the goal I was at 7 and some change. That was a good day off those two trades with gold and with GER30. So when you reach your goal, have that trading plan. Stop. What I should have done was change my lot size to a 0.01 and risk a whole lot less on the lot size, so that if I do lose, then I do not it didn't hurt me as much. And so keep that in mind. From a trading plan standpoint, you have to have a trading plan. Got to have one. Got to have one. All right, let's go answer some more questions for you guys. Let's see here what you guys talking about here. Let's see here. All right, we already answered that one. I will come back. We did not go over order blocks, but I will come back and speak about order blocks later. So we didn't go over what order blocks are, what they look like, why they're there, things of that nature. So we'll go over that later. So we don't worry about missing out on that one. We already looked at gold. It's not a problem. So we looked at that already. Let me see here. What else? What else you guys want to talk about? Give me a second, take a look here. All right. G about to break Asia session. So take a look at that real quick before we talk about any more questions. Let's go look at the Asia session real quick. Breakout. GR30 still pushing. Still pushing down. GU, you got to close over that blue line for me. UK 100 with a sell. All right. Japan 225. Man, Japan, I'm about to stop looking at Japan 225, man. This thing don't really move much. Let's close that one out. That thing's a waste of time for me. All right. So we'll keep an eye on GU. Just trying to close above. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right. Got some more questions here. Got a few more minutes. All right. So we set up a buy stop for the buy order block on GER30. So you can, when you get good at it, I would practice that. I don't trade with I can tell you right now, I don't trade with buy stops or sell stops, pending orders, buy stops, sell stops, and all that. I don't trade with those. So I really couldn't tell you. It's not really something that I look for. So I'm not looking to trade with those. That's just me. And these indices move far too fast for me to be, using a pending order, because it could trigger that pending order and go the wrong way. And so for me, I don't really trade with pending orders, but that's just me. I don't really trade with them personally. All right. Why can't I find GER30 on my broker anywhere? So GER30 is a index, and if you don't see it on your broker, that means your broker does not offer that pair for you to trade. So not all brokers offer that pair, or any pair. Like, there's some brokers that don't offer crypto. There's some brokers that don't offer stocks. There's some indices, some indexes that brokers don't offer. So if you're missing that, it's just because your broker doesn't offer it. And that's the issue. That's the reason on that aspect right there. All right. All right. See what else we got here, guys. What else we got here? What else we got here? So will it be different leaders in every city hosting trade rooms, and it will be different everyday thing, or sticking to a specific time schedule? So a little bit of both. We will have the cities we're starting off with are going to be Dallas, Atlanta, and Orlando. And we plan to have, the reason why those three cities were chosen, because there are educators in all three of those cities. And so we will start off with educators. There will be a schedule. So we'll get that new schedule to you guys, and now that we have more educators, and we're going to be adding binary options in there. So once we understand what that schedule is and we have it set, then we will provide that schedule for you guys, so that you guys can, understand when the calls are going to be, as it will be. We'll change it slightly. We'll still have New York sessions and London sessions, and we'll also make a change when it comes to what do you call it? binary. So binary would be the one that we pretty much add into there is when we're adding binary. So that'll be a little bit of shake up more. That's just the binary aspect. It's just the different time frames that binary is being traded. But yeah, so that's the game plan. We'll have three main cities that we do a lot of the trading out of, and then we'll also have some cities where we we go on tour. So it won't be a consistent thing, because one thing I'd love to do and see is one thing we're talking about doing is that some of these cities, we're doing the live trade sessions on a not a monthly basis, but like on a bi-weekly basis. So you can come out and trade with us live, every other week. So I would like for it to see something like that, but we'll see. We're mapping it all out right now. And so right now it's just a matter of, once we get everything approved and finalized, then we'll understand what that looks like. But yes, the three cities that we're going to definitely focus on are going to be those three cities. There's an educator that lives in those three cities, and we'll go from there. That's really what it comes down to. We'll go from there. Good question. Good question. Got a notification here. What is it? H1 GU H1 for the sale. No, I'm sorry. UK. Yeah. This is UK 100 again. All right. Where's the hedge fund manager from? I can't speak on that. They're from the U.S. They live here in the U.S. though. They live here in the United States of America. All right. Some people will want to look at gold. Let's go take a look at gold. All right, GR30 just playing around that zone right there. Go to gold. Gold came back into that area there. Somebody said go to the 15-minute time frame. Nice little bounce. I'm not into it. I'll explain why I'm not entering into it. It's making lower highs. So I'm not looking at, I wouldn't look to enter into this trade. Looking to make a lower high. So what I'd be waiting for the price to do is to come down, break this, come back, retest, and then drop. All right. So I'm looking for now. I see lower highs being made. You got this M slanted down. All right. I'm looking at, you see here, we're on the 5-minute. Now the zone just popped up right there where I drew that at. So I'm looking for downward pressure at this point. So I'm not looking for a buy. All right, let's see what else you guys. Oh, somebody said GCAT. Let's go back to GCAT. All right, go back to GCAT. GCAT, yeah, never broke through the bottom. GN never did as well. G Chef, yeah, they all went to the moon. All right, all went to the moon. All right. All right, so we are 12 minutes away from the top of the hour. All right. And when we get back from the top of the hour, guys, we will we'll look at talking about we'll talk about I'll pull up a naked chart and we will go over what were you just talking about? Order blocks. So we'll go over order blocks. All right. We'll go over those. See if we got any more questions right now. Got any more questions? Try to answer some more questions before the top of the hour. All right, let it gold. All right, let it TK. All right. All right, so people are asking about books. Give me a second. Let me take a look at these here. I don't know about these books here. I'll take a look at them though. All right, it's always good to have some good books. I've been working on trying to collect some good books. We had one book. Forgot the name of the book. But there was one good book. There's actually a couple for trading forex. So Naked Forex. I believe it's Naked Forex. Let me look it up real quick. Put my phone out. I believe it's Naked Forex. So go to Amazon. Yep, there it is. So the number one seller of books in Forex is the Naked Forex book. So that's a very good book. Talks to you about, you understand the conceptualization of trading a naked chart. So we'll go over that because I'll show you guys a naked chart, and we'll go and talk about show you order blocks, and I'll show you a lot of other things on the chart as well on that aspect. So Naked Forex is a good one. I've got a group I'm in. I'm gonna go see if that book is in there, and I'm gonna try to add send you guys to start posting some links to some books in the chat that are some very good books to read that may help you out with your journey in trading. So I'm gonna go check that group out one more time. I think Naked Forex is in there, but if not, like you can always go to Amazon. You can find that. But the Naked Forex book is by the author's name is Alex Nekritin. So Nekritin. But the name of the book is Naked Forex. All right, Naked Forex. It's a very good book. Very good book. Only one that I know I'd recommend at the point. That was the one we talked about in the group. So it's a very good book to read. Understanding some of the fundamentals of the actual chart itself. All right, of the actual just price action and things of that nature. So very good book. And again, I've got a group that I'm in, a Telegram group that has a whole bunch of free books and on PDFs and things of that nature for trading. And so I will look to, find some of those books, see which ones are good, and then, get those out to you guys so that you guys can actually utilize some of those books and read those for those that want to. All right, for those that want to. All right. All right. Let's come back and take a look here. Any questions? Two of my brokers do not have GER 30 or anything similar. So GER 30 I know is also DE 30. All right, DE 30. So if you don't see that, then again, it's just your broker. All right. Guys, if I don't answer you right away in the chat or in the Q&A, give me a chance, guys. A lot of questions on both sides. Quarters Theory, another great read. All right, great read. Appreciate that. Who's the author on Quarters Theory? All right. DAX 30 is another name for GER 30. All right. If you got that, great. You got it. If your broker doesn't have DE 30, DAX 30, or GER 30, hit me up. I can recommend a broker for you guys. I can't do it publicly, but you can hit me up. I can talk to you guys about that if you want to. All right. Nate, is there a difference between platform and prop firm? Also, I thought you were saying platform with a speech impediment. So sorry, but it could have been me all this time. Prop firm. I may have said both. So there's certain platforms you can utilize. So for example, with with MT4. MT4 is the platform. You know, it's a software that we use that houses the AIRO software. But Prop Firm, PROPFIRM, Prop Firm, those are companies that allow you to trade and become funded, which means that if you become funded, you successfully get funded with one of their accounts. Then as you start to trade, whatever profits that you make, you can split with them 80-20, 70-30, things of that nature. So pretty cool opportunity. As we talked about, I will not be pushing or utilizing FTMO going forward. There is a AIRO user who has a business partner he's partnered up with, and they are starting their own prop firm. And so I'm waiting on more information. I should be meeting with them next week to get all the information. And then when they are ready to roll, we will get that out to you guys so that we can we can start to utilize theirs. They all I know is they go up to $2 million. They allow you to trade on an account up to $2 million. They got some other pretty cool features I've heard. I don't really recall, or I don't want to mix anything up. So I just know they've got a pretty cool platform. So yeah, something we can we'll look at a later time. So once I get the information on it and they are ready to roll, then I will be talking about them a lot more, and then I'll be also be paying for their verification and going through their challenge and looking to get funded with them. All right. He looked out, and he was a supporter of AIRO. We're going to be a supporter of his, and all prop firms are pretty similar. The only thing is, how big of an account they let you trade on, and some of the other little small tactics, they go with. So, but most of the prop firms are all about the same. Profit splits are a little different. So, little small changes, but nothing crazy. So we'll look out for that when it comes. All right. GE, I thought it would be good for a swing trade. So I don't swing trade. I can tell you that right now. So I'm not really sure on that when it comes to swing trading. So definitely, if you guys want to learn more about swing trading, make sure to get on with Jackie. Jackie teaches on swing trading when it comes to indices. She does swing trading on the H1, things of that nature. So I would definitely be talking to Jackie and getting on New York session. She's on. She is on Tuesdays as of right now, and then when things change, we go to the actual trade rooms. You guys will get to see Jackie a little more often. All right. And rumor is she may be coming to a later session near you. Don't know about coming to the London session, but something a little later in the day. All right. Again, guys, if you're in the Q&A and you have anonymous, I do not answer anonymous questions. All right. Got to be. All right. Can we fly to the city? Sure. If you guys want to come and enjoy a live trade room experience, you can always come out. Always welcome. All right. So we'll make it available. Once we get everything up and running, we'll advertise everything for you guys and get that information out to you. But yes, you guys can always come and fly out if that's what you want to do. All right. We got 3 minutes to the top of the hour, guys. 3 minutes to the top of the hour. All right. Let's see, I'm going to be, doing the break. I'll be answering more questions. I'll be typing answers to those, so look out for those answers. But we'll have answers more questions for you guys on the break. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? What else do we got? Now we know why you ended the New York session call early. Yeah, my bad, guys. It was an accident. I apologize. I accidentally ended the call early yesterday. I apologize. All right. Yeah, we'll go over the gold trade, guys. And we'll also go over GER30. We'll go over that as well. Order blocks. So I'll kind of explain that. We'll get on a naked chart and we'll go over that. So when I come back, here in 2 minutes. We'll go to the break. We'll do a 15-minute break, and then we'll come back. We'll go over order blocks, and then we'll call it a night. We'll call it a night. All right. Let's see here. Oh, great. So, hey, everybody, hey, Paresh just sent me the PDF for the Naked Forex book. So I'm going to put that into the AIRO bag chat for those who want to utilize that. So everybody, hey, let's PTG, Paresh the GOAT, PTG. Hey, drop PTG in the chat because Paresh just gave us the sauce. So I am now putting it, let me see if it's in the AIRO bag chat. Oh, Mark put it also in there. So, hey, Mark already put it in there. Naked Forex in there. So, hey, drop MTG for Mark to go because Mark already put it in there and Paresh gave it to me as well. So, appreciate you guys. I am going to pin it to the chat. That way it's in the chat group there. All right. So, the Naked Forex PDF, the actual PDF guide for the Naked book, is in the AIRO bag chat. I have pinned it. That way you guys can actually go back and get that book at any time. All right. So it's pinned to the group. All right. So we got, we're at the top of the hour, guys. Go ahead, take a break, and we'll be back. All right. Welcome back. We're going to go over, order blocks. We'll go over that gold trade. All right. Yep. Yeah, you guys know how it is. When it comes to the break, everybody falls off at the break. All right. They catch the first couple trades and they get off. That's kind of been the trend. But wait, those numbers get up. We got some big news or some big groups that are making their way to AP to use the AIRO software. So let's jump into charts. We're going to go over the gold trade. Well, first we'll go over order blocks so you can understand what that is, and then we'll go over the gold trade and the GER 30 trade. All right. Share my screen. As you guys can see here, gold is starting to head down. Like I was look, that blue zone was there. Now look what showed up. A green zone. Interesting. All right, so let's go back to GER 30 and we will go over what order block is. So let's do this here. All right. Doing M5, M1. All right, so an order block is anytime you have a downward move and it reaches the bottom point, and then you have an upward candle. So for example, we had a down move here, we reached the bottom, this next candle was upward, and then look, the overall trend changed. All right, so in essence, this right here is a order block. All right. Why is it an order block? It's an order block because price was heading down. Orders came in strong enough to change the entire trajectory. All right. So what you're waiting for from an entry is, because you never know what an order block is. You can see where it may be set up at, but you really don't know it until the trend changes. So what you're waiting for is the retest. And as you can see here, price went up, price came back down and retested right here. You could have had your entry right there and ran this bad boy right back up. All right. That is an order block. that is the retest of the order block, because again, the orders are here. Price is going to come back and neutralize those orders, because again, even though the trend is down, they're putting in the buy orders here. They're going to come back and get those orders that they put in. All right, and they being the market makers. All right. Now, let's go find another order block for a downtrend. So that's an uptrend. All right, let's go find one for a downtrend. All right, price is an uptrend here. You get an order block right here. And you see on multiple occasions, price came back, almost got it there, but came back and got those orders here and then dropped. Simple as that. Very, very, very simplistic way of seeing it. And you see here, this is make sure I check the time. All right. This candle right here is the open candle for what? For lending session. So guess what? The candle before, they went, neutralized those orders, and then lending session opened, and they dropped the rock. They dropped it. So literally, you could have got in when that candle was closed, boom, right there, and you would have never looked back. It would have dropped for you. That right there is 545 pips, and it's been dropping ever since on that day. All right. All right. So those are order blocks. When trend price is going up, all right, you have an immediate next candle here. Again, the way that I mark it is I mark it at the, you can mark it multiple ways. You mark it at the wicks. All right, so I go wick to wick. So the candle, the last candle, all right. And the trick to understand order blocks is you look at the candle on the right. So the candle on the right is a downward candle. Then this is a bearish order block, which means that you're waiting for price to break through. That you see here, come back, retest this order block, and then drop. All right. And then with the bullish, as we saw, you were waiting for, let's go down to the 1 minute. You were waiting for price to come back, you go up and come back and touch. All right, retest. That's it. That is it. All right, that is it. So you see here the candle on the right. Let me bring this out some more. There we go. The candle on the right, which is the green candle, it means that it's a bullish order block. All right. So the candle on the right signifies the type of order block. All right. And then the order block is dictated by, again, if it's at the bottom of a downtrend. And then you have this where price stop and immediately turn and the trend turn. And then vice versa, where the trend is up. And then you have stop and trend and then the overall trend turn. All right. And then what you're waiting for is for price to come back and retest that area and then take off in that opposite direction. Now, you can't use order blocks by themselves. All right. You want to make sure you have some other levels of confirmation with them, of which we did when we were trading both gold and GER30. So now that you understand the basic concept of order blocks, let's go look at gold real quick, and we'll walk through the setup on that gold trade. All right. So the first thing, let's clear everything off. All right. First things first. We had bag entry, two bag entries, right? We had two bag entries, and then we had on this first bag entry, price peaked out, came back down. All right, and so once we had price starting to come back down, what we waited for, well, we drew the Fibonacci. So we went strategy number 8. All right, so we used strategy number 8 to draw the Fibonacci. All right, price came back down to the 38 level. All right, 38 level here. All right, down to the 38 level. We had two candles right here. These candles are tweezer bottoms. Tweezer tops because the wick is on top. They should be tweezer bottoms. I would have felt a lot better about it had it been tweezer bottoms, but they're tweezer tops. So that made me start to look at the trade. Okay, it's tweezers. The AIRO moving average was above the 200 moving average. This candle was already starting to form bullish, a bullish engulfing candle at the 38 fib level, which is what we look for. All right, but when you look left, we saw what? Right here, we had a bullish. We had a bullish right here. Price retraced, went immediately into a bullish order block right here. All right. So I saw that. The zone popped up later. You guys saw that. This blue was here by itself. We had no green zone there. It's funny where the green zone popped up at, or is it? All right. So bullish order block here. Price moved out of that bullish order block. So now we know it really is a bullish order block because it moved up. What we're waiting for is what? We're waiting for the retest. Price came back down, got really close, and then the candle that gave us the entry, wicked the 200 and the bullish order block. We entered the trade here, and it ran up 24 pips. We were looking for 20. Why did we look for 20? Well, you see all this strong selling pressure right here, which is funny. Look where the zone popped up at, and we put our stop loss. Our take profit 3 pips underneath that. This is it, and we hit our 20 pips. So those were the additional confirmations that we saw. We used strategy number 8. You could have entered this trade just on strategy number 8. This would have been a good entry because of the bullish engulfing candle at the 38 fib level. All right, that's number 1. But when you have additional confirmations like, hey, the AIRO moving average is above the 200. When the AIRO moving average is above the 200, that's signifying there's a strong buying bias there, strong buying pressure. All right, that's number 2. Number 3, price came down and wicked the 200 and the bullish order block and went bullish, the bullish engulfing. And that is a third confirmation, really 4, because you had the bullish and the retest of the bullish order block. So really 4 confirmations for the entry. And you see very little drawdown on that trade. Very little drawdown. Hit our TP. All right. That was the gold trade for those who missed that gold trade. It was strategy number 8. And then we had additional confirmations to help us feel very secure about entering into that trade. GER 30. Let's go look at this one. This one's a little more difficult. Let me put AIRO back on real quick. All right, we had that bullish order block from yesterday during the New York session. All right, you can see that we talked about at the very beginning of the call that bullish order block was there. Strong selling pressure, came down, immediately bullish order block. Price went away from it. Price came back, retested that bullish order block to recollect those orders that it left, and it took back off. That was 300 pip move right there. All right, good entry off that one. Doji ought to entered in right here off that doji. Just to the next zone is 250 pips. All right, so we saw that there, right? We saw that. We went down to the 1 minute to get a better entry. All right, and since we saw that, all right, this long candle right here was London open. All right, London open right here. So this is London open. All right, so now that we saw that price broke through the bullish order block. So now the bullish order block, which was a level of support or a level of supply, now it turned into a level of resistance or demand. So what we're doing, we're waiting for price to go back into the order block, not break it, come back down and give us our entry. As you can see, this wick got to the very top, never broke the bearish order block or the bullish order block. Came back down, we entered here on this candle here, and it dropped 466 pips. Actually dropped even more, 584. But for us, we took, I think I closed out at 68. Some people took more, 100 plus, 70 plus, whatever the case may be. But that was the entry on that one, because once price broke through that order block, it came back and retested it as we were waiting for. And then we got our general direction. But what I've been seeing, typically, whatever direction the opening candle of GER 30 has, that's the direction it's going to trend for the day. So the goal is to find your entry so that you can, as you guys know, one candle can be 300 pips. The opening candle here, just on this is the 1 minute chart. The opening candle here is a 300 pip candle, 324 pip candle. All right. So the goal is to find a proper entry. All right. Don't believe me? Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at the open for yesterday. The open for yesterday. Let's go to the 5 minute. So the open for yesterday. See what happened yesterday. Let's go to 5 minutes. A little easier to find it. There we go. 5 minutes. So we got fake out yesterday. So yesterday's open was a bullish candle. Had to fake out. All right, we'll talk about that later. I know there's ways to trade that. Let's go look the day before. Day before. Opening candle, London was down, was a bullet bearish candle. Overall price dropped. Day before that, the opening candle was right there, a bullish candle. As you can see, the overall move for the day was up. On this day here, I'm going to guess it's an open. It's a bullish. There it is, this bullish candle. And you can see for the day, it trended up. So typically, the direction of the opening candle is going to tell us what we are looking for. 10 o'clock candle is a downward candle, and you can see a nice little move to the downside. Things reversed, but it did make a nice move over 1,000 pips, 1,300 pip move. So we could have still made some real good money there. Here, the opening candle, 10 o'clock, is a downward candle, and we trended down. So again, been back studying. I told you guys we're gonna master GER. GER is gonna give us, 250 pips a session. When I get done with it, we're gonna be eating off GER all day long. It's gonna be a fun zone every day. So just want to, again, been doing a lot of research on that one. Hope you guys understood the basics. We'll talk more about order blocks later on as we continue to use them. And that's the cool aspect about order blocks. And then when you use order blocks with AIRO and the confirmations, you can start to see with AIRO, when you start to incorporate market structure and how to utilize it, it allows for you to be able to use AIRO at a whole nother level and get in before you actually see some of these bag entries. You'll start finding yourself getting in position to double your position. So a bag entry might give you 20 pips. You might have got in 30 pips earlier. And then when you get in, you see a bag entry, you take that too. And now you're looking at a 50 pip move because you got 20 pips on the bag entry and you're already in 30 pips. So you start to see that as you understand some of these other concepts. And again, that chat in the chat, the Naked Forex is in there. The Naked Forex book, the PDF. Take a look at that, read that, and we'll go through it, guys. So that is order blocks. A lot more to learn about order blocks. I can talk to you about it on higher time frames, lower time frames. It's a lot more to go with it because remember, you can't use it by itself. You have to use it with other confirmations. All right, it's not to be used by itself. Otherwise, you'll find yourself wondering why you're only winning 50% of your trades. So you need to make sure you're using it correctly. So I'll leave it at that. New York session in the morning with our very own Mr. Corey Collier. So I think that's all I got to say. Yep, that's it. If you're going to trade, there's news here in about 25 minutes. Make sure to trade responsibly. And I'll see you guys in the funny papers.